But once all I've anxious wide awake, fearing all manner of zigzags and ways. For your dolly Polly dreams have flown, don't you dare let her tremble alone. For the witcher, heartless cold, paid in coin of gold. He'll come, he'll go, leave naught behind but heartache and woe. Deep, deep woe.
Me.
Hello, I'm Kayla, Jesus. Hi, everyone.
Serious time, Kayla.
Welcome to tonight's episode of The Witcher Legacy. I am Simon at Wandering DM. Hello. Hi, Paul. Hi, everyone. Nice of all of you to come and hang out with us tonight. We are playing The Witcher TTRPG by our Talsorian Games. Before we begin, I would just like to go through all of our sponsors for tonight's show, starting with, of course, our Talsorian Games. The makers of Witcher, Cyberpunk, and all the other games that we play here on the channel, Castle Falkenstein, Teenagers from Outer Space, and Mechton Zero. Thank you so much for them for sponsoring tonight's show. Our other sponsors are, of course, Magen Press. If you want to check them out at store.magenpress.com, and use code WanderingDM, you can get 15% off your purchases, which includes, I have been told, they released a book about cats. So if you want to have more cats in your games, check them out. Buy the book. It's got gorgeous artwork, and it's a bunch of puns about cats. Our other sponsor tonight is, of course, the coffee company Found Familiar, which you can... I keep mistyping all of my commands. You can check them out, foundfamiliar.com. You can use code WanderingDM to get 10% off. Our other sponsor, which is brand new since last week, is, of course, Roll20, the platform that we use to play our games. Check them out at roll20.net or in the panel down below. And, of course, a big thank you to and shout out to our partners through the Diceomancy program, Level Up Dice. If you want to get shiny click-clacks for your games, check the purple torch down below. Let's go around the table, talk to the cast, welcome everyone to tonight's game, and maybe do a brief recap of what happened last week, what discoveries were made, and how angry are you about those discoveries. Let's start with one of our two resident Witcher. We'll begin with Gabe.
Hi, I'm Gabe James Games on Twitch, Twitter, and pretty much anywhere else on the internet. I am playing the Erwin Witcher Ovos, who last time he did finally get a bit of frustration out, and he is very excited to punch the stupid mayor in his stupid face.
Why
Very
would you
excited.
do such a thing? The
He
mayor
sucks.
is upstanding gentleman. Right next to Gabe on the overlays, Kika.
Hey, I'm Kika. I am here playing our group's mage, Ven Hemlig, who has a lot of mysteries to unravel soon. So very excited with all these new magics that are popping up in her vicinity.
Right above Kika on the overlay is Kelly.
I'm I'm. Oh, sorry.
Hi, I'm Kelly. I play, who do I play on this game? Sisha. I have no idea what happened last week because I was not well and I had to not be here. So I hope they didn't make me do anything weird. And I literally don't know what's going on. No one told me.
You didn't do anything weird. I did forget to tell you what happened, so you'll
Yeah, I
discover it
know.
along with the audience.
Oh, that's great.
Well, you probably ate an apple.
I hate fruit.
Well, we're off to a good start. Right above Kelly on the overlay is Kayla.
Hi, I'm Killa RPG when I'm not messing up somebody else's intro because I have a brain fart. You could find me on twitter.com/KorosRPG. I'm going to be playing Lady Shenna, the mercenary captain who is still reeling from the fact that she saw the end of the world and is trying to process that.
Nah, you'll be fine. Before we begin, before we do our recap, just know that if you want to help out our crew or hinder them in any way, if you want to support the show, check out the panels down below. You can donate to alter either the resources that the party have, make the game more difficult, or for the price of one sub or $10, you can pick a card from the Gwent deck. And so far, I'll just remind our players that 3 permanent cards that were drawn are still up. Saskia is out. Everyone gets a +2 to damage. 1/3 of Ithlin's Prophecy is out. And Plague, which reduces your max HP by 5, is also out. So, what happened last time?
Well, we finally got a hold of a scary old man who was controlling mist that we thought was also the one associated with the werebear, which I realized we never got clarification on what that connection was, but that's irrelevant. But they said they could help us solve these problems, but we needed Wraith Essence. And to get Wraith Essence, we all breathed in and walked into this creepy mist that was coming out of the old man's staff, and it took us back down to where we had killed the werebear. But while getting there, we'd been attacked by a bunch of wraiths, and we killed, like, I don't know, like 12, 13, 14 of them. It was a lot of wraiths, and somehow we were fine, except I was bleeding a lot, but I didn't die. After we got the Wraith Essence, we came back to finish the ritual, and part of the problem with the ritual is because we found out the mayor is actually the one who has the money, and seemed like he was blaming it on other people. So we're gonna beat the hell out the mayor, take the money back, beat him up again, maybe feed him to something, and then beat the thing that we feed him to.
So what you're basically telling me is that in our fantasy world, politicians are just as shitty as the real one.
I didn't say yes to that, but I didn't say no.
They're not quite as shitty.
They steal all your money, though.
I blamed it on a werebear.
Just a poor werebear.
That's the main difference with our worlds. That
But
if
what about
someone
the
was to blame a
howlbear?
werebear, that'd be difficult. How about the what?
How about the howlbear?
A howlbear?
We already
Owlbear.
did this joke.
Oh my gosh.
No. No. No.
But why bear?
This is a serious game.
Which bear? Which bear?
Look, I started the game with a Bill Gates meme background. This
We're
is how
off
it's
to a
gonna
great
go.
start. No, but so to
You could
continue
make a
where we
Witcher
were,
bear.
we
Listen, all Gabe wants is to get bit by a werebear so he can be aware of something.
I mean,
Can we get him
Yeah.
bit by a cat and then he can become like a warehouse cat and then he just gets mad when you don't give him friskies? Like,
so the character would not change.
we pick our adventure back up where we left it last week, which means after the mist peering ritual that Barrender had done near the river outside of Bruges. So, That was a vision.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go back to town and beat a guy up.
Kelly, you're.
I'm did I see a vision too? What's going on?
Oh, yeah, that could be interesting to note. So, he basically Barrender is, from all that you know, probably a dwarf druid.
A doodad, okay.
And he has a staff which can.
Does it have a knob on the end? Anyway, go ahead.
Actually, no.
Bad Discworld joke.
It is no.
Kika gets it.
I don't, because I haven't read enough Discworld.
It's a song. It's called "A Wizard's Staff Has a Knob on the End."
I also have a staff with a knob on the end, but
You know.
so he has the staff,
Mhm.
and it can shoot out fog or mist.
Mhm.
And
And
just gives
if
you a nice misting out of his staff.
Yeah, I mean, just the white stuff comes pouring out of the staff. It's just.
And then if it gets in your nose and mouth, you see things.
Listen, I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum. If you want that mist to get all in your nose and mouth, have at it. It's not my thing, so I mean, you missed away. It's
But no visions for
fine.
your character. Good. We can
Would-
get back to playing.
yeah, so if you breathe the mist, you see visions that are uncontrolled, and that, for the most part, have traumatized part of your team. But also through the magic of this staff, he is able to perform something similar to the hydromancy ritual. And that's what he did, to show a little bit farther into the past what happened. Whereas hydromancy stops at 2 days past, his version doesn't seem to have any limit, or so he claims. He's not even sure all the powers that the staff has. He doesn't even understand all of them. And he showed you a vision of people giving an awful lot of gold, like a chest full, in exchange for another object. And the person that received said chest was the mayor of Bruges, by the name of Piotr Plum. And that's when the party decided we should beat him up. And that is where we are. Now, if Barrender says, if you do not mind, after what happened in Bruges, I would rather not show up there again, for a little while at least. I'll just sit here by the tree, and I'll wait for all of you, if you would so have me.
You're not going to run off?
I could, but why would I? You've proven to me that you are quite capable of defending me should I need to be defended. And I am but a poor, old, blind dwarf, after all. He's not blind.
That's good to know.
I thought you weren't blind.
But that's what the act requires me to. There's
If
an
people
added
think
spectacle.
you're blind, they'll be more likely to try to rob you.
Yes, well. If I wasn't blind, they could rob me blind.
They can still do that. Either way, your pun doesn't have any grounding in sense and logic. I don't like that pun.
I don't understand this conversation.
I'll be waiting by the tree. You come back if you wish to come back. You do whatever you want. But if you don't by sundown, if you don't come back by sundown, I will make my way elsewhere.
Fair enough.
Apples?
That's the plan. And
We
she'll
have
look at
enough
him.
apples.
She'll take one and bite into it. So, what's the plan? Do we shake him for information? Do we report back to him? Go through with his lie and then get the hell out of here? Or do we kill him?
I want to beat him up for lying. and
I
sending me on
think
a
that
chase.
Ovos has a point. I think he should be punished. Slowly. And
you
if
Be
they
there for all of this because I have some research I want to do.
I mean, you don't have to be there. Although, I'm sure the manner in which Witchers are able to exact information is quite instructional. However,
Not-
I do suggest that we liberate the money from him.
Oh. I'm interested to find out who we paid the gold to.
Hmm.
Not
why he
to-
was so content to let citizens be murdered.
Yeah, still doesn't strike me. It means that the two weren't related. He just used it as a smoke screen. It's a crafty one. Give him that.
Either way, we have to go back to town.
It's fair. I'm gonna call my men over specifically. I'm gonna call over Breaker.
Hi, Captain.
It looks like our employer gave us a false job. I need you to, as soon as we go back to town, grab all the men. Be discreet, but I want them around the mayor's house or wherever we find him. As for protection for the company and for ourselves. The last thing we need him is calling the guards on us.
All right. Will
Right,
do.
If push comes to shove with the guards, though, you have my full permission to break some hands and some skulls if you need to, but only if you need to.
We'll see to it doesn't come to that.
Good.
Did I bring Duck with me out of the city?
Yes.
Okay, so I had Duck.
Because you were, for all intents and purposes, you were leaving town to try to track down this money.
Mm.
And so you took everything that you had and left, not really thinking that you'd come back to Bruges. So, who heads back into town?
I do.
Ovo, Sisha?
Yeah, I go too. I give Ben and Ovos their own horses. These are yours now, I suppose. You can name them if you want. That's your business.
Did he just say he gave me a horse? I already have a
No,
horse.
Ven
sorry.
and Ovos.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Who has that in the who is singing in the background?
Certainly.
I'll be right back. 1 second.
No problem. It's fine.
They're very happy about it.
Ven, were you also going to town?
I guess I want to know what this mayor got in exchange for all that money.
No problem. So you make your way back to Bruges. Like I said the other day, you weren't very far out of the city, a few hours at most. By the time you reach Bruges again, it's roughly mid-afternoon. You have a few hours. As you approach, the guards, being the same ones that let you in the first time, just look at all of you. One of them lifts his helmet a bit and says, I couldn't get enough of Bruges, could you? Welcome back.
Yes, your town is simply so picturesque.
It rather is.
She doubts that he knows what the word picturesque means, but she'll let it slide.
He probably doesn't. Too many syllables. I will assume you all head to the mayor's
Yeah.
house?
Yeah.
You head back into town, past the marketplace, the street behind where this outstanding construction is, this giant, compared to the rest of the homes in Bruges anyway, house of brick, mortar, and plaster, with the statue of the mayor in front. You come in. Hildegard is right there. He says, oh, that's all of you. You, came back for, your just reward. Did you succeed?
Yes.
And we also have some new information that we would like to discuss with you in private. We think there may be more to this.
No, you know what? Excuse me, milady. I think a public forum is even better. The mayor wants truth to be out, and we discovered something very troubling.
Oh, no.
There
Oh.
was an elderly person who we thought had stolen all the gold or the crowns.
Oh, no. And who did it?
Well, here's the wild part. We did find the crowns. And I want to look at his reaction when I say that.
You're talking to the maid.
Yeah, you're talking to Hildegard, the maid.
I am so out of it. Never
I'm
mind.
sorry.
No, it's fine.
Well, her reaction is complete surprise and awe.
Yes, we did find the crowns. It seems like someone was working with another person. There was a spy.
That's
An
like in
inside
Master
job.
Dandelion's books.
Exactly. But shh, don't tell anyone.
Oh, no, but, please, go up. Mayor Plum is in his office. He would be delighted to know that you found everything. Oh my, you're real heroes.
Before we head in, I'm going to look out the door and see if my men are stationing outside.
I hope she tells everyone.
And,
On the way up, Ven makes eye contact with Ovos and like low-key casts Cadfan's grasp on like one of his knives.
One of your knives become really hot.
I love this game. I love this place. I love these people.
Ovos, did you just say you love me? I mean, to be fair. Sisha has got, kind of turned up her forearm, so she has her smaller dagger out,
Okay.
like the one that you would use to harvest kills from monsters. And she has the hilt in her hand and the blade going up her forearm, so it doesn't look like she's holding anything. Shall we
And-
go up?
You're hiding it, basically. Do you hide your arm in your back as well, or you leave
No.
it by your side? Okay.
No, she looks completely natural. Well, as natural as Witchers can look. They're
So-
a little awkward.
Yeah. You enter Mayor Plum's office. He was reading a handful of papers and trying to squint to look at the words on the paper. And when you come in, he slams them down on his desk and says, "Oh! Oh, it's you. Oh, marvelous. Did you find my crowns? Are we saved? I would not like to be the subject of Foltest's wrath."
As he's talking, I'm just walking up to him and I just raise my gauntlet of hand and backslap him across the face.
Tuh! And he falls down back on his chair. He's like, "What is this for?" And he pulls out a tooth.
I'm gonna look at Sisha and raise a finger if I can. Not Sisha, Shaina, excuse me. Well, Sisha too, both of them. Sisha's is dangerous. That was for sending us somewhere dangerous. The lady did find your money, but it was more than we expected.
You're witchers. You're supposed to go to dangerous places.
We are witchers. That's
They
a
are
human.
not.
I have paid you to take the risk. Did you take it or not?
Sisha will approach his desk at this point.
Yeah, I don't like him. He talked too much.
And she has kind of a look of concern on her face. You know, she looks mildly concerned. I don't know how well he's buying that look, but she kind of takes his other hand and puts it on his desk.
Uh-huh. What are you doing?
You shouldn't have lied to us. And then she brings her hand that has the dagger concealed in it. She drops the hilt out and slams the hilt down on his pinky finger.
He yelps out in pain.
Now,
You wretched monster! What the fuck kind of manners are these? I pay you for something, you do the job, you come back, you get the second half of your pay, and you
Slap him
leave.
again.
Ow!
This is fun. I like you. I like this. This is yes. This is what I
Now-
needed.
our mage, she is not as difficult as we are. But I think you'll find things are going to get more difficult for you if you don't start telling the truth.
Make
Who
an
did you give the
intimidation.
gold to? Oh, sorry.
I would say make an intimidation check with a +4.
A +4.
Yes.
Intimidation is the thing. Did I take damage or did you just forget to refill my sheet or did we not rest?
You didn't rest since.
Okay. Where the flip is intimidation? Oh, there you are. +4, so I'll make the roll and then just add 4 to it.
Yeah, or the sheet's gonna ask you
Oh.
to put a bonus.
4. 21.
The rank stench of urine begins to fill the office.
Ah, you're one of those.
I'll keep an eye out on the stairs just in case any guards slip past. You all do your work. She nods and heads out into the
Hildegard,
hall.
Hildegard's at the bottom of the stairs, and she looks scared. What is happening?
Just go about your business, ma'am.
You're going to kill him.
No. He just crossed us on a job. But he might be fine. Are you going to be an issue?
No, ma'am.
Beat up an old lady.
No,
Good,
ma'am.
because I don't need anyone calling the guards.
There won't
Here.
be any calling of the guards.
Good. Sit with me then on the stairs.
She approaches cautiously.
Okay.
We'll head
And-
back. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and she pulls out her flask and says, "So, have you had any Nilfgaardian wine?" cut.
All right. Inside. Ah! You piece of shit! I just did
Would
what
you
I
like
had
to do
to.
the next finger, Ovos, or would you like me to continue? I mean, I know the cats like to play with their food.
I'm gonna like slowly walk over and um slide the dagger across the top of the table so he can see that it is hot.
Yeah, it hisses as you slide it across.
We are aware that you lied and that you kept the crowns for yourself. So, as you know who we are and what we can do, I do enjoy playing with my food. So please don't become my food.
Okay. Look. Look. I did what I had to. Life is hard. You know?
I don't care about your story.
Oh, you poor baby.
You took the crowns, told us to go find them, so technically we're still doing what you asked.
Well, you found them. Congratulations.
Where are they?
Here's the other part of your payment. And he reaches into like his drawer and pulls out a sack, like a leather sack of crowns, and puts it on the desk.
That's great, but we did not find the crowns. That is just our due diligence.
Oh, let's forget about the crowns then.
Witchers do not forego jobs.
And we don't like liars.
For the record, I just want to know what you got for the crowns.
She's the nice one.
I feel like Ben is just watching like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Pretty much. It's like a show to her.
You promise not to kill me, right?
Well, I promise not to.
There you go. Talk.
Let me put it this way. There are worse things we can do than kill you. If you don't tell us.
Okay, I will. He takes a handkerchief on the desk and like wipes his bloodied mouth.
It
Says,
only improves your appearance.
I traded a name and an address. That's all I did.
Someone gave you that much money for a name and an address.
Well, it's not like the dwarves back at the bank were really going to do anything with that gold. They keep skimming from the top. I would have Foltest breathing down my neck regardless.
What name?
Why do you care? Your job is done. You
I don't think you understand who has the dagger here.
It's a bookseller from Novigrad. Goes by the name Erwin Heisen.
And why is the other party interested in this?
Their research thing. Heisen auctions off rare manuscripts. I was invited a couple of months back, and I purchased some of them, and they were interested in having them, so I made a deal with them. And with that gold, I can leave this place before Nilfgaard arrives, because we all know that Nilfgaard is coming one day or the other.
Sisha will exchange a glance with Ovos, because if Kelly recalls correctly, she told Ovos about the manuscript from my prior episode. What manuscripts did you buy?
Chemical formulae and diagrams.
Who did you sell them to?
That. I figure I should. They're called Yagra, Huanolf, Gemos, and Daldi. The four people that, well,
Did you make copies?
of course. Of
Where
course
are
I
they?
did. I couldn't.
Where are they?
Bookshelf back of me. Look at the geography of the Blue Mountains. They're inside.
And she'll kind of glance at Ven.
Oh,
Or Ovos, whoever wants to go to the bookshelf.
I'll get them.
Yeah, you are better with books.
Then goes and fetches them. She was hesitating because she wasn't sure if this was like. It seemed like y'all knew something, and she wasn't sure if this was like a Witcher thing or not.
Oh no.
Oh, it is.
I just don't trust myself around books, and you read and are smart.
Okay.
I got a hot knife in my hand.
When you pick up the book, you notice that there's like a stack of paper coming out of it, like they've just been shoved inside the book.
And Sisha will kind of look at Ven when she sees her pick up the book. Can you please hand those to me? Please don't look at them.
She very reluctantly holds them out.
It's, if you just open it to like a random page to look at what it is a very, very poor transcription of a small part of the trials. It's like someone, like, imagine you have a chemistry book and you hand it over to a child and you ask the child to copy what's inside.
Then, have you ever tried to imitate someone else's writing before?
For what purpose?
For artistic purposes.
No, but I have for forgeries.
Oh, excellent. I'm gonna stab him in the chest.
Oh, now you took away all my fun.
Oh no! Here comes the good fun, and I'm just gonna like leave it in there and keep talking as it's.
Splutter of blood.
We
Hot knife.
blame. The
Yeah, it would have
guilt.
cauterized it. There wouldn't have been blood.
No, but I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
he's spitting blood.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, that's gonna happen, unfortunately.
Since Ven is an artist, that was a weird struggle of the word artist. Maybe she can create a forgery of a note acknowledging the shamed misdoings that this person did. They stole the crowns and spent it on shoes. Something. I don't know what humans like.
I can give you the crowns.
Where are they?
And
Ven, can you hear him? Please.
Yes, I can.
Should we
would
take
help
it
if you
out
took the
first, or
knife
just?
out.
No, I think it's kind of more amusing if you just leave it in. You just keep topping him off.
you are monsters.
Yes.
Yes.
I am just letting them do their work. She casts magic healing.
All right. Can you make your spellcasting check?
This is messed up, but it's kind of hilarious.
Spellcasting check.
Yeah, I was gonna say blackjack and hookers, but I mean, I don't think they have blackjack. I mean, Gwenton.
Whew,
Oh, no.
That's what I needed to know. If you had a fumble on a magic test. Thank you, Ven.
Fumble? Yes.
No, Ven.
It's still funny.
Thank you
Still funny.
so much, Kika.
Oh, no.
We've just ruined Simon's fun, so now he's gonna ruin ours.
Can you tell me, Kika, magic healing, it's a, what's the element of that spell?
Was it that like water?
Yeah, water
I-
would make sense.
Don't know offhand.
No, that's okay. We'll go with water. And we will magic fumble. Can you
there a fumble
roll
chart?
a d10, please?
Yeah, there's a fumble chart.
Oh hell.
Oh no,
And
it's
the mayor
it's the
turns
three.
into a
Sorry.
flower pot.
It's okay. You don't have to roll anything. It's the 3 from your
Yeah.
fumble roll. Magic sparks and crackles, and you take 1 point of damage for every point you fumbled by, but the spell still goes off. So you just take like a small shock of electricity. You take 3 points of damage, but the magic healing still works.
Answer the question.
Hidden. I've hidden it.
Oh, how I am shocked.
Shocked.
Where have you hidden it?
Only telling if you let me leave. I will leave. And I will leave part of it with you.
No,
To be honest,
friend.
we could literally kill you and then ask a magical mist where to find it. So the fact that you're still alive is grace of something. I don't know.
Can you make intimidation again?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Am I good at this? I don't know if I'm good at this. Where is that? Where's intimidation? It's not.
Under will.
Ah. Haha. 12.
He says,
I am helping him though.
mist. What kind of sorcery? And then he looks at Ven and goes, shit. Why couldn't you just be by yourself? Just alone. Easily.
Oh, it would have been way worse for you if I was alone. She says, like, picking at her fingernails.
My grandmother's tomb. It's in the cemetery.
You don't say.
That's. You hid money in the tomb of your grandmother.
You bring shame upon your grandmother.
And where are the monsters? Ugh.
You are mutant freaks, remember?
And yet we don't hide money in the tombs of those we have lost.
You stab innocent people and cut off their fingers.
You're not
I didn't
innocent.
cut them off. I just broke them. You're
Still,
being
it's my
overdramatic.
ring-bearing pinky.
You stole the currency of an entire town.
I-
you
And
told
sent us to fight a potentially deadly monster.
It should have been mine by right. I do everything for this town. Foltus does
Why?
shit.
Why are we wasting our time justifying our actions to this piece of filth?
That's
Correct.
true.
I think it's time to go to the cemetery.
I
Um,
have a question.
Oh, you have a
Um,
question.
Did you know more about the creature in the sewers than you told us?
I knew they had a bear, is what they said. I didn't think it was that big.
Oh, so the people
How big do
that
you think a
paid
bear
off
is?
were the people that had the bear.
The what, the what?
The people you had
Yes.
this business transaction with were the people that had the bear.
Bear, yes.
And do you know where they went?
Yeah, they probably went to Novigrad, to Hazen's place. They wanted the second half so bad.
So there's more of this manuscript at that other place.
Yes, I could only purchase the half of it.
Okay, I believe that is all the information we need. You may do with him as you like. Not that
Sisha
you
will,
need my permission.
Sisha will very carefully fold up the manuscripts because she's going to look at them later to make sure that the page she already destroyed a long time ago hasn't been copied again. And she'll lean forward and just kind of, she's leaning very close to the mayor's chest.
Uh-huh.
She says, Ovos, this looks like a very nice dagger.
Yes.
Yes. Did you purchase it? Was it given to? Was it a gift?
No, I stole it off of someone who threw it at me, and then I threw it back, but they didn't catch it well.
They didn't catch it like you did. No, they caught it, just not the same way.
Yes, yes.
Well, I think it would be a shame if we left it here, don't you?
That's true. I do
Yeah.
like that one.
So she will reach forward and grab the dagger and pull it out. She's going to twist it while she pulls it out. Pull it out, wipe it on his doublet, and hand it back to Ovos. So now he would be bleeding profusely.
Yeah, but the spell still heals 5 points of damage per turn.
So
How many
just one-
turns does he have? Because I did twist it.
Yeah, I need
Ow!
to roll
Oh,
for
you
the
need to
amount of
roll a
turns.
d10.
Yeah. 7.
He has like 1 turn left.
Okay. Sisha is going to pull up a chair.
Then,
Yes.
you did very well. Would you like to go make sure that the tall one has not beaten the hell out of someone else?
Don't leave me with these two.
Oh,
Please.
oh, no, you misunderstand. I'm going with her.
You're gonna leave me with the... And before he says another word, I need Sisha to make a reputation roll.
Oh, good. Good.
As dramatic music begins to
He
play.
knows who I am.
He might know who you are.
How do I roll reputation?
There should be a button.
There's
There's no button.
there we go, 18.
That's critical with
It's a
that.
critical.
You're gonna leave me with the immolator.
Actually, then this sounds like up your alley. I'm gonna go.
Mm. He hasn't really given me much reason to stay, so.
I mean, before you go, Ven, would you like some of his books? I don't think he's going
Oh,
to need them.
yes. Yes, I would. Thank you very much. It's very considerate of you.
And this is how we all became friends. Murder.
Ven is just gonna start like casually browsing his books and like not even look away from the books at all.
Is there any alcohol in here?
There is 1 half-drank bottle of vodka on his desk.
Shayna would like this. And I pick it up and I walk out.
Sisha is going to lean back in the chair and just watch.
Are you gonna do anything to me?
Oh, I don't have to. It might take a little bit. It's gonna hurt a lot.
Please, I can give you anything. Would you like a house in Bruges?
I don't want to be in Bruges any longer than I have to be.
And he reaches out behind him, trying to grasp at Ven's clothing. It's like, you, heal me again. I can pay you. I can give you something. Anything.
I should let you know that I actually am not very concerned with money at all. I mostly just came to you so that I could investigate your sewers. And then I like pat him twice on the head before going back to the books.
Elf and filth. This is what I get for hiring an Nilfgaardian and
This
monsters.
is what you get for stealing.
And lying. And selling things that caused a man to lose his life in the sewers.
You killed a bear, not a man. You killed a monstrous animal.
Well, I killed it. It really wasn't that impressive. You really should plan better.
Animals don't have feelings.
Oh no, it used to be a man. I'm
It
pretty sure
was
it
a
still had
man.
feelings.
And you're responsible for it.
And the look of confusion in his face is the last look he'll ever have in his life.
It's an improvement.
And he just bleeds out in his chair.
should
Sisha
not
will
be
pick up the
careless with-
sack of coins.
Then we'll just shake her head and say, people should really be, like, take more care when it comes to magic.
Mm. And Sisha tucks the manuscripts away, picks up the gold, and looks at Ven and says, "Do you have everything you want?"
Was I able to find anything interesting?
What are you looking for, like a specific type of book? Because a lot of them are just ledgers, so I figure you probably just gloss over those. But you have books on politics. You have books on. You have 2 books on warfare. There's a small book of erotic poems by Dandelion.
Oh God, those have got to be awful. Oh God.
There's a
Why? Why would that exist, Simon?
why would it not?
Oh no.
There's a illustrated bestiary of Southern Temeria. Otherwise, there are 2 books on bird watching.
Ooh, I'll take those.
And 1 book on, and you're not sure, it looks like an older tome. But it's a book. Give me 2 seconds. It's a an old tome of tyromancy.
I will take that.
All right.
It's where you tell the future from your car tires.
That was pretty good.
Tyro with a Y, by the way.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
if you're in England, yes, it's going to be with a Y. Didn't you miss me?
He says, "Blah." And I figure you just leave the office. Or do you burn that one down as well?
Hildegard is here. I'm not going to burn down Hildegard. She didn't do anything.
You can burn just the body, I'm sure. If
It's
you
a
really
delicate
want to.
business. There's a lot of paper in here.
And a lot of it is soaked in vodka.
Oh, before we forget, could you please forge that letter?
Oh, yes.
Yes, he's going to have a suicide note. And she looks around to see if he's got like a letter opener that she can stab into his chest. So it looks like he did it himself.
No, but he does have a dagger on his belt.
Okay. So she will stab
sure
that
to
right
put
back
some-
into where it was.
You might want to put some blood on the dagger so it's less suspicious.
Oh, right. She's going to pick up the hand that she broke and like stick it in his blood and stick it on the dagger. This is all this would never pass the CSI test, but it's okay.
No, but nobody knows about fingerprints at this point. Or DNA. So you frame your thing. I'm going to have to ask, though, Ven to make a fine arts check. Oh, a forgery check. Not fine arts, forgery.
Oh, where's that? Oh,
That's under craft. And I'm looking for at least a 12 or higher.
and I'm ready with my luck. Oh, 17. No
Yeah,
problem.
it's an exact replica of the mayor's handwriting.
Forgot I had 9 in craft.
So, yep, you copy it, and even as you copy it, you realize that his handwriting is shit. He would have probably made a very good doctor with that handwriting. You need ranks in apothecary to be able to decipher the writing.
Well, that was a palate cleanser. And Sisha will stand up and head out. think we need to pay a visit to the cemetery.
Why
Can
the
you-
cemetery? Says Hildegard.
I'm not outside the door yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I,
was
I,
talking
could,
to Ben.
I thought you said you head out. That's why.
No, I started to.
Okay.
No, she'll just come out.
It's just fetching the crowns, right? Can you handle that on your own? I have some research to do that. Bear piqued my interest. I was hoping that I could do some studying of my notes to see if I can find anything that might give us an idea of what they were really trying to accomplish with their experiments.
Sisha kind of stops halfway to the door and goes very still. I'd prefer it if you didn't.
May I ask why?
Because I know what they were trying to do. And eventually, maybe I'll tell you.
Very well.
But I will tell you this. It's something they had no business doing. And they didn't know what they were doing. So even if you were to study it, I don't know how much you'd learn.
Well, then, in that case, Ven takes out the vial of mist she gathered.
Mm-hmm.
Might I take a look at this then?
See, Sisha's kind of conflicted because she doesn't know how much she can trust Ven.
But that's the
Because-
mist that gave visions. Well, the same mist that you. So that you, because you weren't there
Yeah,
last
she
week.
doesn't want Ven seeing them mixing up the stuff
The mixing up the stuff.
that made the bear. She
Oh.
doesn't-
Well.
So Sisha would say, I can't stop you. Well, I could stop you. I won't stop you. But I'd ask that you please leave it alone.
She actually says, please.
She does.
Then just sort of cocks her head and thinks for a moment and says, well, I guess I have some free time to accompany you then.
I'll make it worth your while. Someday I'll even tell you, if you don't already know, a really interesting use for oleander powder. And Sisha just kind of grins. And it's not a very pleasant grin.
It's like the smile of someone who doesn't really smile.
Yeah, it's like that forced smile, like this is what people do, right? And so then she'd head out of the office.
And as you open the door, you hear Hildegard talk to Shayna and Ovos and says, "And that's how I lost my 8th husband. Poor man. Ran into
Oh.
my frying pan twice."
He ran into my pan 10 times. He had it coming.
Oh dear, I see I've missed some very good stories.
8
Well,
husbands. I don't even know what I would
it's
do with one.
You sure we can't keep this one, guys?
I mean, do you have a house that she could? I mean, you've got a company. Do you have a house in Nilfgaard? Maybe she could go keep house for you in Nilfgaard.
I think that's up to her. What do you think?
We're very good people,
Nilfgaard's-
Hildegard.
Hmm.
She will attempt to smile again.
And she tries to look inside, like peek inside the office. How's
closed.
Mr. Plum?
Remorseful.
Oh,
You didn't take it well, I take it?
No, he was extremely apologetic and wrote very eloquently about it.
oh. Mr.
seems
Plum
that-
so liked to write.
Seems your employer stole the town's funds for himself. That's what we found out, Hildegard.
Also, he
No.
won't be needing your services anymore.
But this
you
is
might
my
wanna
livelihood.
Take Shayna up. Well, Shayna. She'll kind of glance over. I mean, Shayna has an entire company of soldiers. I'm sure that they need.
I can clean. I can cook. I
Maybe
have
Hildegard.
a mean left jab.
Maybe Hildegard should be the new mayor.
Maybe I should get you to train my men.
Oh,
Have you ever trained men to fight before?
to be very honest, my lady, this is not something I think I'd be able to do. But
You can train them to do other things.
Could train them to cook.
I can,
Yes, we could always use more cooks.
I can cook for them. I can wash clothes. I can scrub armor. I only ask fair wage and I guess
Their own
shelter.
tent.
So how much are you making a month with this man? Or were, unfortunately.
Let me
I
open
like
up
how
the
she's not
PDF.
phased by the past tense. She's just like, let's negotiate.
She also did murder her like
8
ex-husband.
husbands. Yes.
So, well, no, she didn't murder all 8 of them, but the last one she did like go ham on them. So it's, you know, in a world such as this one, you kind of have to get used to violence, perhaps. In a way, she currently makes 10 crowns a day. Which means she can, if she were to go out at an inn, she could spend all of her money of a day's wage to buy one meal. A simple meal. So think about it. In today's standards, she makes enough to go buy McDonald's once a day. And nothing
Yeah,
else.
she makes like $7 a day.
Yeah.
Actually, $7 doesn't even buy a McDonald's.
And we got paid 300 each for this shit?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
And we're about to go find more money, but I do believe we should give that back to the dwarves.
I'm just trying to think about the amount of gold I have. Because I did buy those horses. I'll give you twice that at the start.
Her eyes go wide. I am at your command.
Sisha leans forward really close to Hildegard. Do you come with your own frying pan?
Of course, I'm not gonna use any... No offense, but... I'm not gonna use any scrubs, frying pan and utensils. I have my own. They're very good. They were gifted to me by my aunt, from Toussaint. They're called, it made by a master craftsman called Le Croiset.
Oh. I suggest you pack them up.
I'll have some men come by and help you. You'll need to be ready to go soon, though. So I would
Give me a half hour. All of my things are downstairs. I live in the kitchen. I have a cot. I can just pack everything.
Can we at least give her her own tent?
We have a few left over, and plus I can squeeze a few men here and there. They won't complain if the food's good, so...
Oh, I can also squeeze a few men here and there.
Fair.
For the first time, Ovos like
All right, get
and then
ready
I
to
drink
go.
some of that vodka.
Don't drink too much. Hildegard might squeeze you.
I walk out. That is probably the first emotional reaction Ovos has ever had. How old is
Oh, and
Hildegard?
Sisha will actually then look at Hildegard. Do you like cats?
Oh my god.
Ben is going to follow Ovos.
I'm not talking about Ovos, but Ovos can think I am.
I'm okay with cats. Why?
No reason. And she'll walk out.
All right.
I like this lady.
I'll share her picture with you at the at break.
Nice.
Can we just keep collecting NPCs?
It's gonna be.
I
so
mean, that's
many.
what I do in all the games I play in.
This is gonna be like Suikoden, where we just like collect everybody and fill up our castle.
Yeah. Except it's
Go
also
play card games.
it's
dice and
also
bowls.
like Fire Emblem, and there's permadeath.
No.
Is it also like Dragon Warrior, where they all follow us in a single file line?
Yeah, and they step exactly where you step.
That's how you avoid traps.
So, that said, half hour later, Hildegard comes back with her pack and a box, like a small wooden opened box with like rope handles on each side, and there's like a bunch of pots and pans inside. And she's like, "Don't mind me, I also help myself with, well, let's just say Mayor Plum won't be missing any of these. Oh, and I also got you this," and she gets out of her blouse a bottle.
Who is she handing that to?
It's a small bottle, about yay high, like a 40 ounce. And she's like, this is part of Mr. Plum's stash. Nobody was supposed to
Does
touch
he have
it.
more?
Unfortunately, not as good as this one.
No.
Still, how would you feel about maybe making sure that Mr. Plum doesn't have any more wine for a long time?
I mean, technically, he can't drink it anyway.
Well, the kitchen's right there. The cellar's back of the kitchen. Help yourselves.
Right.
Where do I need to go?
I'll have Quill. Actually, no. Glint, and I'm gonna waver over. Glint, this is Hildegard. She's going to be
Wow.
our new cook for the company.
Oh, that's great. Last one was still is Buns going to still cook for us?
Yes, I just think you might need some experienced help. I think.
Good.
So basically, you just gave a line cook Gordon Ramsay to help them.
Yeah.
Just like, Hildegard, since you're joining the company, you'll need a nickname. So just think on that and get back to us, all right?
I have one. Your other
Sure.
cook is called Buns.
Yes. One of the few things he can actually make very well is baked bread, surprisingly.
I can make some very good meat. Pieces of meat. Do you want to call me, No, the meat lady doesn't really work. I'll think about it.
All right, no worries. You have a few days, and besides, we'll just call the man will just call you Cook until then. All right.
Oh, cook
Boy-
cook works. Or chef. I could be called chef.
Sure, why not? Boys, and she's gonna shout out, looks like we got a new cook. It seems our employer has no need of his wine anymore, so help yourselves before we head out.
There's like a cloud of dust with like feet and arms just running into the cellar. And then when the cloud of dust comes out, it's feet and arms and hands with like bottles upon bottles of alcohol as your company just ransacked the whole place.
And I don't want you all to drink that now. Save that in the cart. Oh shit, we forgot about the wheel of the cart. Glint, were you able to procure a new one?
Oh, yes. You did sign off on it.
Oh, good. Thank God. All right, let's get the men out of here. Before that, we need to head by the graveyard with our new compatriots. At least I think they are. And I'll look to them. Are you?
Hemelig, or not, Ven had already left after Ovos.
Gotcha.
And she would not have waited there for people to like get their collective shit together. She would have gone straight to the graveyard.
Seisha is finishing like putting the manuscripts in her saddlebags. You see her take out a piece of like jerky and she takes a bite out of it, and then she just seems to stick her hand in her saddlebag, and when her hand comes out, there's no more jerky in her hand, and then she starts leading Duck over to the graveyard.
There are tiny scratch marks on your hand when you get it out.
Only little ones.
Yeah, only little ones. It's like a baby raptor. By the way, the small bottle you got is a special item. It's an 8-year-old Temerian rye. And if you use it to either bribe someone with or manage to somehow incorporate it in a social, either verbal combat or a social skill, like charisma, like seduction, stuff like that, you get a +2 to your check. Like, because it's that good. So if you share it with someone, it's that good.
Okie dokie.
And on that note, we're going to go to break. We're going to come back in about 5 to 10 minutes. Remember, everyone, to hydrate, stretch, go get some snacks, and come back to us in a few minutes. See you later.
Don't you dare let her tremble alone, for the Witcher, heartless cold, paid in coin of gold. He'll come, he'll go, leave naught behind but heartache and woe. Deep, deep woe.
Hey everyone, we are back, and we have Scotty playing the role of Sisha from now on. You can bark once for yes.
He fails every intimidation check due to being 9 inches tall and weighing 8.5 pounds.
Man, they say that Twitch stream is a dog eat dog world, but this is ridiculous.
But
So, you make your way to the graveyard. And it's not that big of a cemetery. There are no mausoleums, no proper tombs to speak of, just rows after rows of headstones.
in hindsight, maybe we should have gotten her name.
Know his last name at the very least.
Since I went off ahead, I'm presuming I would have gotten there first. Could I have gotten some investigation done?
Oh, yeah, because you and Ovos left before everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
you
least
can make
half
an
an hour.
awareness check.
Awareness, okay.
Well, awareness or deduction?
Deduction. Aw.
That's an 11. I don't know if you want to use some luck to bump it up or not.
I don't know, is Ovos gonna roll?
Yeah, why not? I was just waiting to see what happened, but sure. And I can use deduction, or what was the other option?
Yeah.
Awareness.
Awareness. Oh, I'm way better. I'm pretty good at both. Don't look at me.
I'll drop like 3 luck on this.
14
Both
is enough.
of you?
Yeah.
Don't look at me.
So, Ovos gets lost amidst the tombstones, just looking at the names and trying to figure out who it could be. Whereas Ven just goes straight for the tombs that have overturned, like, fresh dirt, overturned earth in front of them. A sign that someone has dug them up recently. And there's
Yeah,
only
I know
4
that from
of
my
them.
training days.
Yep, there's only 4.
Confirmed, Ven is a body snatcher.
And one of them out of these 4 is remarkably older than the rest.
Yeah, Ven's gonna probably start with that one and start using like telekinesis to start moving dirt.
Not to dirty yourself. As you're digging
Yeah.
the hole, at some point, you know, you're not using much of your power to move the earth. And then at some point, you begin to see wood. You would need to use considerably more power to lift that piece.
Let's give it a try. Is that a spellcasting roll?
Yes, please.
Yes. 15.
Yep. You lift a rickety coffin out of the hole.
I just like plop it right next to it. Ovos,
Yes, yes.
over here.
I had no idea.
You were like at the other end.
It's probably chasing a squirrel or something, just for fun.
Yeah. You were in a part of the cemetery that's for pets. Oh my god, you lifted your arms up and a wolf owled in the music at the same time.
Anyways, I'm gonna go over to where Vet is.
Yep, there's a coffin next to her. Rickety, old, crooked, with big enough holes like between the slats that you can almost see inside, and something seems to be glinting in the afternoon sun.
Did you need me to break it?
Oh, yes, I was going to offer you first crack at it, as it were.
I'm not strong.
Are you sure?
I'll try. What do you want me to? What am I doing here, Simon?
That would be physique. It's under body. I was gonna say you needed a 12, but seems like you, Can you not fumble at least once today?
Here. Just tell me to roll anything. Just to see.
Alright. Roll seduction.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
Shocking.
So if I call a roll for fun, you don't fumble. But if it has an impact on the game, it does.
Just curious.
You
I seduced the coffin open.
you go to lift the lid of the coffin and you throw your back out. And you're gonna take 4 points of damage as you throw out your back, not lifting with your legs properly.
I assume right about now is when Sisha and Shayna would arrive.
For comedic purposes, the moment you hear the crack in Ovos's back is when you are within camera view.
Oh dear.
Oh, would you look at that? You were right, Ovos.
Yes.
I guess I'll give it a try.
Do you lift it with your arms?
Yeah, she's making a big show of like stretching her arms and like cracking her knuckles before, like, you know, like limbering up before giving it a good go.
And here I thought cats were supposed to be flexible.
Oh, they're flexible. They're just not strong.
This is the cursed coffin.
Hands full of splinters.
So yeah, you bend down, and you're like, with the legs, proper posture. Put your hands in the cracks where the lid is so you can lift it up. And as you go to lift it, a rusty nail just embeds itself in one of your
That's
fingers.
tetanus.
She gets mad and just casts Zephyr to try to just like explode the coffin open.
No, it's gonna go everywhere.
No.
She's doing it.
What does Zephyr does? What does Zephyr do? Allows you to shoot out a burst of wind and blast anyone within... Oh.
Within 2 meters of you.
Oh no, it's gonna go everywhere.
Ovos, I'm
Over their
sorry.
defense. Okay, so you still need to roll spellcasting, and the object itself has like a static defense because of its weight.
Does Ovos have a defense?
Ovos would also need to probably try to dodge or do something.
19. She's
Have fun,
mad.
Ovos.
She's upset and she's not used to being around people.
Resist magic.
So what am I doing exactly?
Resist magic.
Yeah, you can do resist magic.
Fumble.
Where the heck? Oh, shut up, Kelly.
Oh, wait. The only defense is magical shield. You cannot. Because magical shield is something that doesn't exist, actually. It's dispel, the spell. So, no. You are thrown back.
So your back you just threw out. Now you've landed on.
For,
compounding the fracture.
it's 1 meter. The base is 10. So, you are thrown back 9 meters and take another 3 points of damage.
Does he hit another tombstone? Because if
You
so,
shut up.
he suffers ramming damage.
I
The
thought about it. I just wasn't gonna say it.
the coffin has 10 as a defense. So the coffin also goes flying. The lid opens.
Oh
The
god.
gold spreads out in a shower of glittering coins. Except there's not a lot of glittering coins. There's a lot of coins, but not a lot of glittering ones. Ovos, even or odds?
Odds.
You hit a tombstone. You take an extra 4.
Oh, Jesus.
As you hear the crack from a rib just...
Oh, that's gonna hurt
Ugh.
tomorrow.
And then Ven casts magic healing on herself.
roll spell casting, because with the luck that you guys have had...
Oh no, what is going on?
Goodness.
Oh no, a 9. Elemental backlash.
I need to roll the rounds.
No, at this point, your magic explodes with a catastrophic effect. Not only do you suffer an elemental fumble effect, but any focusing item you are carrying explodes as if it were a bomb, doing a d10 damage.
No,
Which focus were you using for the spell?
I don't think I was using a focus for this. I was just flashing out, flailing.
Okay, so then no, we'll say because you didn't use any, you didn't focus, so we'll go through that. But you take 9 points of damage and are also frozen.
Susha will look at Shayna.
She'll look at her.
I guess we should start collecting coins. And Susha will bend down and start collecting coins. And, like, she pulls out, like, one of her empty saddlebags and starts filling it up with the coins. What do I find besides glittering coins?
Yeah, me too.
There should have been 30,000 crowns.
There is not.
There's 1,000 crowns. And 29,000 fake painted wooden chips.
So now the question is, did the dwarves put the wooden chips in? Or did the mayor?
I'm gonna go check on the others real quick. I'm gonna go over to Ven and just kind of go like, snap.
What does Frozen do?
I just
It sings really annoying songs that get stuck in your head.
But aside from that, Frozen is, your whole body is stiff and an icy glaze is formed on your clothes. Until you break the ice, which is a DC 16 physique, you have a penalty to your speed and to your reflex. You're like magically slowed down, if you will.
I need to try to break this ice. I'm willing to spend 2 luck on this.
Good. So yeah, you flex a bit and massage your muscles and everything comes back to normal. The ice melts away.
You okay?
Then I'll just like flail a bit, be like, no, go away, and like jump back.
All right, all right. And she'll go over to the almost anime-like trail in the ground to where Ovos was, and she's gonna look over the broken tombstone and just look down. It's like, you okay?
Hey, I'm standing by now.
Oh, okay.
Standing by now.
Should you roll for that?
You know,
Fight me. I'm fine.
it looked like it hurt pretty bad.
It did.
So you're not fine.
I injured does not mean I am not fine. Shut up, big lady.
All right, whatever you say. And she's just going to casually just pat him on the back. Poof, poof.
I cast Ard.
To do what?
Try to make Shayna fall and be prone. I don't do that. That's too much.
Do
Comedy of errors.
Almost doesn't like people that much. He probably just stab someone. Yeah, he's just gonna walk over to the not real crowns and then be grumpy that he got flung and then broke a tombstone and messed his body up.
Looks like most of the coins are fake.
Again, though, whose fakes are they?
Well, when you talked to him, did he...
He seemed to think they were all real, but he was also very stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So were the
Probably.
dwarves padding the books?
Well, I'm gonna look at Bruges real quick. Based on my upbringing, would I be able to know if like 30,000's like a reasonable number for us, a city in this state to have?
I'd say go with education.
Okay.
Yes, then I said
19.
education. 30,000 is probably a year's worth of taxes, which means that they weren't handed over to the crown as often as they should have. Normally, taxes, you don't want to have, a chest of 30,000 crowns wandering the countryside. You'll want smaller amounts and just send your bailiffs out more often.
To be honest, I think Bruges can handle itself from here on out. I don't want to go chasing a pot of gold, as it were.
Fine, but I am going to dump this bag on the dwarf's doorstep.
I support it.
And Sisha will do so. She will take the bag of real and not real coins and take it to the bank.
All 30,000?
Oh, as many as she could find.
Okay.
Except for the real ones.
No, the real
no.
ones too.
Oh.
But what do you do with the rest of your pay? Do you also give it, or...?
Oh no, we keep that. We worked for it.
Okay.
We did the work. We were doing honest work.
Yeah.
Just because the employer wasn't honest.
I just wanted to make sure that so you can all write down on your sheet that you've got 300 crowns for a job well done.
Yay! I have money. I can eat a potato in this world with this kind of money.
You can eat McDonald's every day for a month.
Well, I was really lucky on my initial gold roll, so I'm good for about a month and a half.
Oh, okay. Where do you go from here? The sun is about to set soon. You'll reach sundown.
So, I say we head out of town, meet up with the old man, and maybe we can decide if we're going to part our separate ways or what have you over a few drinks of wine.
I see to my horse, Ven says, and then turns into a raven and flies away.
Mages.
That explains why she was in the tree.
Could explain it.
Gonna have to keep an eye on that one.
No, I feel like if we don't watch, we will have less questions.
It's fair.
I feel like I would have brought Ovos's horse with me. If he hadn't.
Are you in a state to ride, Ovos?
Yes, I'm fine.
Do you
You
need
sure?
to lay across the saddle?
Is that
I
from
could
the
tie
offer?
you to your horse.
Or you could ride with me.
I will ride on my own. Thank you.
Okay. I
I
was
hit
just
a
trying to be
tombstone.
nice.
It was very appreciated. I
Hmm.
hit a tombstone. I have been hit with worse.
I mean, the 13 wraiths weren't a problem apparently, but the one lid.
You know,
It wasn't the lid. It was
she
Ben.
brings that up just like, so 13 of them, but one piece of wood, and
It
you
wasn't
lose
the
yourself.
wood. It was Ben.
Oh, we heard the crack. I think we heard the crack. Didn't we hear the crack?
I heard many things.
I'm going to punch you.
Me?
Shayna. No. Shayna. You
Okay.
And she like taps her helmet. Ting ting.
I'm gonna get on my
I would
horse.
love for Obos to punch her just with the way you're rolling, Gabe.
You know what?
Break your hand.
I'll do it. I'll do
Okay.
it. Is that a free shot, Shayna?
Feel free. See if your luck holds out.
I will be
Oh.
the arbiter of this contest.
Wait,
Fine.
what? You're gonna...
Punch
Yeah,
an Ilf Guardian in the head. That's where I get
Yeah.
helmet.
Yeah. Yeah.
roll... Shayna, do you do anything to defend yourself?
I want to roll for this.
I mean, I just stand there. I'm just
I'm
like,
gonna
it's a
roll.
free shot, so why not?
Then roll.
All right. Is this a melee attack?
It's
ice?
it's a brawl attack, so it's brawling.
Oh. Can
Can
it be
You already said you're gonna do it.
Can it be a
Do it.
fast strike?
Well, yes, you can do fast strike if you don't want to get any penalties. That would be like a jab instead of a whole hook.
Yeah. Unarmed. Random. Oh god, it's 2 attacks? Whatever, let's just do it.
You hit both. Not enough to crit on either. But do you just do one punch, or do you actually do 2 punches?
It would have just been 1.
Okay, just the first one. So
Yeah.
what's your punch damage? That would be under your HP and everything. There's a bar that a thing that says bonus melee damage.
4.
All right, so it's a d6 plus 4. Cool.
5.
What's your stopping power on your head?
30.
Your helmet is not even dinged. Ovos, it hurts like a bitch.
I did warn you, Ovos.
This is why I fucking use knives. So I fucking use knives.
And plate armor. The knife probably wouldn't have.
It would have it'd have been fine.
Would
You
to get on-
tried. It's
Would you
right.
like to get on your? Do you need some help getting on your horse, Ovos?
No.
No,
Thank you.
we can help you on your horse.
I don't mind. I can lift you up. I do believe Ovos is smaller than Sisha.
Yes.
I don't know, Sisha, do you want to roll physique?
Because Sisha is like Sisha's a bit over 6 feet tall. So
I'm just a little bit under.
yeah, let's see. I just want to get in on this fun and see if I can like roll terribly. Yep.
Oh my
Yay!
What is going on?
God.
There's only one.
You
Nice.
still put your back out lifting a Witcher.
Ovos, what have you been eating? You're very fat.
Apparently my own ego.
Oh, that would explain it. You have a very big ego.
It's this.
I'm
Lots of
just-
potatoes.
You know what? I'm gonna get in on this. I'm just gonna look at them both and just
I'm gonna try to
I'm
my hair
gonna
doing?
help them both onto their horses.
I can still get on my horse. I took 2 points of damage.
I'm fine.
Help Ovos, why not? Sure.
You're gonna...
Actually,
oh,
Eat
shit.
Ah!
Yeah, Shayna lifts you up and puts you down on your saddle.
I'd like to say that Shayna would attempt to come over and help me with the horse at least.
You know.
Please let Shayna get within striking distance of my horse. Please. Please let Shayna get within striking distance of my.
Why do you want my character to get hurt?
Shut up. Over here. I
Getting hurt is the team building exercise.
At this point, this is what's happening right now.
I
Oh,
don't
what?
I don't thank you, but I look at you and grunt.
You're welcome. I'm actually gonna try to lead Shisha's horse to her. Why not?
Oh boy.
Let's give this a shot.
Sure.
The horse moderately ignores you, but it's not the horse you should be worried about.
Okay.
So, you approach the horse,
Mm.
and get, close.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell me you have a character sheet for this, Simon.
For what? Your kitten?
So there
Can I
be an
use my
attack.
riding to try to calm it down? If it's
The
gonna be
horse
hostile?
doesn't. The horse literally gives not a shit about you.
No,
Oh.
there's a paw that comes out of the saddlebag and just goes like swipe, 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 swipe,
What?
swipe, 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 swipe,
Is-
swipe, swipe, swipe,
is-
swipe, 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 swipe.
Is that a cat? Do you have a cat in your
Almost
bag?
turns his head real quick.
Maybe.
Swipe, 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 swipe.
Can I see them?
You can try to open the saddlebag if you really want to. I do believe that the directive was it goes for the eyes.
I'm going to try to open up the bag gingerly.
You begin opening up the bag, and the tiny... What color is your cat?
She is gray and white.
Gray and white. So, tiny gray and white paw just grabs on, like claws out, grabs onto the interior of the saddlebag flap, and just closes it back down.
What? I'm gonna like pull it forcefully off.
I wouldn't do that.
And we'll look inside.
It tries to do the same. When it realizes that it cannot, it jumps out of the bag and begins scratching your once pristine black painted armor.
Is it on my face?
It is on your face, and it is just scratching the paint. You know the sound of nails on blackboard?
Just stop it. Is there anything I can roll to calm this cat down or anything?
Well, no, I mean, Sisha will watch for a minute because she's extremely amused by this entire spectacle. And she hopes Ovos is also getting a delight out of watching it. But she will walk over and very gingerly take the kitten by the scruff of the neck and deposit it on the back of her neck where it drapes around and like sits there like it's a fur stole.
And it looks at
Excellent.
you with mean eyes, and you could swear it lifted its paw and went,
Interesting cat. I'm gonna have to get this repainted.
I mean, it's just going to get scratched again. She gestures at her armor, which is a mess, and at Ovos's armor, which is also a mess. You should just not care what you look like. It serves us well.
Do you not take care of your armor after a fight?
The important bits, not the cosmetic ones. And then she gets up on her horse. Nobody cares if your armor is scratched, as long as it stops a blade. Anything else is just ego. And she'll turn Duck around and start trotting off.
the cat purrs.
For anybody who's new here, Duck is the horse.
Yeah.
I'm not riding a duck.
Meanwhile, the camera will pan to a raven flying out. Going back to where your horse was, Ven, I assume hitched to a post near the mayor's house.
Probably, yeah.
You land nearby, or on the hitching post if you so wish. What do you do?
She, like, using her beak, like unties the horse and then just like flies up and lands on its back and just like hops a bit expecting the horse to go.
What's up with this party and animals? Make 2 riding checks and we'll take the lowest. Because I don't know how much of, like...
She's just very upset right now.
How it would feel. Yeah, the horse barely feels the weight of the bird. It takes a step backwards and just goes...
She sort of like pecks at it, like on the back of the neck.
It takes like 2 or 3 steps forward. And as you peck it again, it just takes a few more steps forward. And you kind of get the idea that you could like make it walk, albeit a very staggered way. But it could work. Unless the horse gets either bored or spooked.
She'll like peck it until it's like pointed in the right direction, and then she'll just like start screaming at it.
Oh, it bolts. What was the right direction?
Towards our friendo. The gate towards our friendo.
Barrender?
Yeah.
Okay. So you bolt that way while everybody else is in the graveyard trying to get on their horses, breaking their backs in the process. You arrive...
Meanwhile, like everyone in town sees a bird riding a horse out of town.
Some people like tried to stop your horse, but to no avail. A lot of people just moved out of the way, since the horse seemed to kind of know where it was going, since it's just heading back to where you were a few hours ago.
Yeah.
You see in the distance Barry sitting on a bunch of rocks, twirling his staff in his hands, looking left and right. He sees the horse approaching and then just stares in your direction and waves.
And as they get closer, she's gonna turn back into an elf and like then slow the horse down.
Floop. What happened to your friends?
They were momentarily insufferable, so I left.
Oh.
Says the person who exploded a coffin.
She's upset.
Why? People can be a handful from time to time.
Yes, I don't like them.
Oh, that's sad. Are you with them
What
through
is-
misfortune then?
Necessity, convenience, I don't know.
I call it destiny.
Destiny's stupid.
It is, but it is everywhere. Just like this wolf that keeps howling because the DM didn't change the music. That's nighttime. Let's go for daytime.
Look, all I know is I want to sleep and then do some research. And I cannot do either, having to wait for them.
Well, you can sleep now, nap until they arrive.
Fine, fine. Keep an eye on scrambles.
Does the horse?
Yes.
Hello, Scrambles. The horse whinnies. Not much of a conversationalist, I see.
He talks as much as I like other people talking.
Well, let's just stand here in awkward silence.
And then we'll turn back into a raven and then just like fly up into a tree, like get pretty high and just like ruffle her feathers up and try to get a little bit of rest.
All right. It takes, I mean, we'll say they were maybe 20 minutes behind. So you get like a small cat nap before you hear the sound of hooves coming your way. The three of you, well, with the company, Hildegard and everything, would see Barry sitting on the stones, chatting to a horse that doesn't really talk back. And he waves you over. Again, for description, older dwarf, kind of tall for a dwarf, big bushy grayish beard, dressed in a supple leather brown robe, like a monk's robe, basically, but made out of like supple, thin leather. And his walking stick.
Good to see you both are still here. You hungry?
Well, now that you mention it, I kind of am.
And she's gonna turn back. Boys! Break out the tents, get camp set up, want a fire going. We have good news. We have a new chef with us. Let's break out the wine and celebrate.
Yay! Yay! Woo, woo, yeah!
Yay,
Hey,
Gab.
get on the horse.
There's a yay mercenary somewhere in there.
Yay!
Yay.
Barry looks at the three of you, unless Ven also comes down. But he looks at the party and says, "So I wager you fixed the problem."
Not quite. Fortunately, it looks as though whatever the mayor was involved in, there's more of it in Novigrad. But the job has been done, I think.
Thoroughly.
I was going to take tonight to do a little bit of relaxation and seeing where we go from here.
Just so you know, and I'd rather tell you now. The mist gets more and more dangerous the farther along you travel. I do not want to get to Novigrad using magic.
True. It will take us months to get there.
No, if you look at the map,
okay.
Kayla...
Right, it's smaller than I think it is, right? So,
Yeah.
Couple weeks, probably.
yeah, it's going to take weeks to get there.
It's 80 miles.
Okay, so around like 4 miles a day.
Well, not 4 miles a day. More
No.
like 20 miles a day or so.
Okay.
So like 3-4 days, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 80 miles in a straight line, but if you go in a straight line, you will go through the Broccolon forest, you will avoid the main
Not
roads,
recommended.
you'll step into swamps near Velen, so I mean, it's gonna take longer. Like, that's for sure, 4 days is too fast. Maybe a week.
While we're all doing stuff, I'm gonna help the men set up camp. Gonna make sure the food is being cooked. Pots and pans are being put over the campfire. Dole out rations and all that. And I come back with about five cups of wine in just plain wooden cups, but I hand it to each person.
I take it. A little confused, but curious.
Any of you hungry?
Always.
All right. Well, there's some. Unfortunately, we haven't had Hildegard for long yet, so we're doling out the rations. But we do have a nice, good beef stew going on and some bread. So help yourselves when you can.
Simon, are there any birds flying around?
Ven, are you flying around?
I'm not flying. No, I'm perched and sort of like listening, and she's sort of like waiting for a good time to fly off so she can go make some sterilizing fluid without anyone interrupting her.
Oh, I really hope she's not the closest bird.
No, there are other birds.
Okay.
Since Ven made it on purpose to like perch at the highest branches, there are other birds below. Why do you want a bat snack?
I want to throw a dagger at one.
You whip a dagger out. I mean, heighten Witcher reflexes. Bird doesn't stand a chance.
Okay.
You just.
Fucking Nilfgaardian.
What kind of bird is it?
What's are you still mad about that?
Shut up.
You.
You're the one who wanted to punch me. Don't sulk on me like that, or you won't get any more wine.
It was a robin.
Excellent. I'm gonna go find a set of sticks or a place where I can make a fire. I'm gonna ignite it, and then I'm gonna roast this bird, and then I'm gonna put it in my stew.
I'm not even sure you can eat robin.
There's like
I'd say-
almost no meat on it.
I didn't say it was good.
The deboning process would be.
I'm not gonna debone it.
That's gonna be problematic.
I'm not gonna. It's for the flavor of my
Okay,
stew.
you're okay. Yeah. All right, you're letting it stew in the stew.
Yes. Yeah. I'm not gonna eat the bones. I'm not an animal. I'm just disgusting.
Fair.
And he definitely doesn't have manners, like at all.
Yeah, seeing that Ven is gonna fly off to find someplace
Mhm.
else to be so she can do her work.
We'll just do the alchemy real quick since this is a few checks. Do you only create sterilizing fluid?
She also would like to use her class skill to inspect the residue in that vial she got in the sewers.
The residue in the the empty vial.
Yeah.
Okay. Sterilizing fluid, by the way, is a crafting DC 12. And it requires 2 specific components. It requires 1 Quebrith and 1 Calum. If right
Oh,
now you have in the party stash there's Quebrith but there's no Calum. As an alchemist, you know that you could maybe no, actually Calum. Yeah, you could probably go back to fly back to unless you have some on yourself, but otherwise fly back to Bruges and get some from like city flowers.
No, that's a pain in the ass. She'll just do her research stuff and maybe try to do like some first aid on her injuries.
Yep, that would be a like without rolling. What's your rec score?
My rec score is 8.
So you would regain 8 hit points.
Okay, that's good enough for now. And then she's going to use her reverse engineer skill.
All right. Can you put it in chat or let me know what it does?
Yeah, I'll just copy paste it into chat.
So it makes it 3 points harder to craft, but reliably creates the desired item.
Yeah, and she also has like all those notes and things that she gathered.
All right, I need to check a thing real quick.
It's not anything she actually wants to make. She just wants to like understand it.
So, the solution that you find is a mixture of psilocybe mushrooms amidst other ingredients. And you, judging by what it does, or from what you know of it, it seems to be like an hallucinogen-based concoction.
And was it like in the vein of like this Berserker experimentation stuff?
Yep. It is, it was found in it, yes.
Okay.
Since you can reverse engineer it from what you have, I'll say because of reverse engineer, although what you have is not a whole lot, it's yeah, it's basically, we'll call it the Werebear solution or the Berserker juice.
Okay. And from that, she kind of wants to like sort of figure out what the next step in this process might be, so that, because she figures like we are specifically chasing down the people that made this, so she wants to be able to be prepared and maybe find some like weaknesses in what this makes so that we can better fight.
I can give you the give me just a second. I think I can give you the words. Effects. And from the effects you can deduce like resistances and vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
Basically, it does not transform someone into a werebear. It transforms them into a berserker, if you will. Berserkers are giant ass bears. Think like a grizzly bear on steroid. It's only possible through this mixture of special components, one of which is the psilocybe mushroom. And I'll give you the ingredients like after the game because that's less of a problem. However, to do so, to turn into a bear, you have to be completely consumed by rage. Often it is something that happens only when you are hurt, like under a tremendous amount of pain. Or for some people, they can do it upon command. The werebear... Are we keep freezing?
A couple people were saying that it's being.
Oh, yeah, I can
Stuttery.
see it here. Yeah, 86% skipped frames. Wow. Thank you, Twitch. Thank you. So I'll just finish with this. It makes the person susceptible to fire. It brands them as a cursed creature, so they are vulnerable to cursed oil, and they become vulnerable to silver.
Okay.
Even though they would not normally be so. Like, if you're a human, you're not vulnerable to any of this. You're not a werewolf by any definition. But if you take that concoction, even if you're not consumed by battle rage, you still become vulnerable to silver, even as a human.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense.
That makes sense. So you can just like go around pressing silver up against people and stuff.
Silver has to enter their bloodstream
Okay.
to be vulnerable. So
can do that.
they might not enjoy being close to silver, but yeah, if you prod people with a silver needle, that also, you probably will piss off a lot of people if you just walk around prodding people with a needle, but
Ben doesn't care about other people.
I see that.
It's like magical acupuncture.
Yeah. Actually, all the witch hunters should just do that.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a test for witches as part of the witch hunting. In this world, unfortunately.
So after all that's done, Ben is just gonna like pack everything up and grumpily walk back to the group to check in.
Okay. Reverse engineer, because it doesn't really state, but I'll say it takes as long as making the concoction.
It says 1 hour.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, by taking 1 hour. Then good, it's 1 hour. So I would just like to know what Shayna, Sisha, and Ovos are doing during that hour.
Sisha got herself some beef stew, and then she pulled out a smaller bowl from her bag and put stew in it for the cat. That's about all she's doing. She's waiting until she's not around as many people, and then she's going to look over the manuscripts.
Ovos will actually probably go to Sisha and specifically say, "This is not me giving it to you, but I feel like you may be able to help me understand, because I was told the Griffins have the answer." And I will show her some of the diagrams and recipes that I can't understand.
Oh, the ones that are annotated. You'll recognize that handwriting very quickly, Sisha. That belongs to your mentor. Or your babysitter. You choose. It's Serwyn's handwriting. And the handwriting of another Witcher from the Griffin School, Ezekon of Creve. There's a lot less writing from Ezekon, but it seems like the two of them were exchanging notes about this. And these are experimental trials recipes. It's
So
just
it's
they're
basically,
written.
yeah,
They're written
the same
in a
kind I burned before.
yeah, but they're written in a cipher that only the Griffin schools know. The Griffin School knows.
I found this in the place where I had found the other medallions. It was hidden in a chest. It was headed somewhere.
On the body of a Witcher.
It was on the body of a Witcher. but they were dead. So
What did they look like?
Not Sarowin.
She doesn't know that.
No, I know, but it happened 100 years ago.
Okay.
Why am I still moving my microphone? I don't know why. Sorry.
Wait. He found these 100 years ago?
Mhm.
How heckin' old are you?
pretty old. Don't worry about it.
Don't ask questions.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it was from 100 years ago.
And she'll just be like, okay, old man.
Oh, nope, not gonna say that. That was Gabe. Ovos doesn't know how to flirt because he's awkward.
I can understand these. In fact, the Witcher who trained me is one of the writers.
Why did they write funny? What is this?
It's a cipher.
Complicated.
Well, it's complicated so that jobs like we just did don't happen.
Hmm.
These are more manuscripts for the trials. It looks like Serwin was trying to figure out to recreate them because I know it was lost.
So I was carrying shit that I didn't care about this whole time, thinking there was value to it.
I mean, I haven't read them all. There could be more.
Okay, that's fair. I'll wait.
I was eating dinner. Do you want me to read them right now?
No, I'm in no rush. I just want them back. But don't show them to Ven, because if Ven sees them, she'll memorize them, and then they won't have as much value.
Ovos, you'd be in more danger of me burning these before I would show them to Ven.
Yes, but I'm sure you wouldn't burn them, because we have a sense of strange trust. And
But what would you need them for?
I just want things. And after I have these recipes, you can burn them. I'm not going to share them. It took a lot for me to share it with you.
Are you a magpie?
Sure.
You collect shiny things.
Then yes.
Mm,
Often bones. That I shine.
that's fair. That's fair. Listen, it seems, from what I can gather, this is somehow all connected to the thing I did before. Someone's trying to make a subservient army of Witchers. I don't think that's a good idea.
Oh, it's absolutely not. But people are idiots.
This we can agree on. I'll look through these and see if there's anything else helpful. Serwin was very good at potions and whatnot. Might be a few things in here you don't know.
Do you take the rest of the hour to go through the papers?
I do.
Okay.
I wouldn't have, except for who wrote it.
Hidden amongst the notes between them, they've also, well, it's not hidden, it's just, it's a bit like correspondence, if you will. And so sometimes they talk about the diagrams that they were working on, and other times they talk about like side projects. And with these side projects, you get two things. There's the diagram for a fury trap.
Go on.
There is the diagram for a Dimetrium bomb.
Ooh, fun.
And then there's a diagram for something you don't quite understand. It's weird. Looks like runes, but not. And
both Ezekon and Serwin agreed that they should bring this to the attention of, if possible, Queen Francesca Findabair.
They said that to me?
What?
What?
No, this is me reading it.
Oh, did you know? Did
He's
you know
giving
that
me
as well?
information.
Oh.
Yes.
Simon is what we call the DM, and he's telling Sisha what she knows.
Yes, yes. Gabe just encountered them, didn't know other people did.
Yes. They're from the same school, but ages before.
I would, sit and go over them with Ovos. I would point to the one that you said rooms, as in like a house, like rooms.
No, runes.
I was gonna say rooms makes no sense,
No,
but okay.
R-U-N-E.
This one, I'm not too sure. Maybe I'll have to look at it further. It's maybe magical. Something similar to our signs. But this one is for a bomb.
Ooh,
Dimeridium.
yes.
Very helpful.
Mm.
And this one is for something called a fury trap, which I heard Serwin mention a few times, but he never would tell me what it was.
A fury or a trap?
The combination.
So
The rest is just
did
I'm trying to work out the
Shisha
trials.
mention Ezekon at all?
no.
Okay.
She would have said Selwyn's name, and that's her mentor. Because Sisha's young. Sisha's only about 28.
Oh!
Yeah, that's why I was laughing when you were trying to flirt.
Oh, God. He's so old compared to you.
She was one of the last, like the very last people that the Griffins did their trials on when they still had somebody who knew how to do them.
You know, before the school got blown up to bits.
Yep. Kaboom.
Easy.
But yeah,
Okay.
she's relatively new.
All right. Notes made.
Just so everyone is aware, we are having issues with the stream.
Okay. So yeah, that's the runes could be interesting. I don't know if they're new casting signs or if they're for the weapons.
One way to find out.
Well, I could study them a bit longer, yes.
Yes.
All right. She'll hand him back the rest of them. Although she seems a little reluctant to part with it, considering it is Selwyn's handwriting. But she does part with it. And then she'll keep the runes ones to study.
All right. There's not a whole lot that you can study from it, in the sense that, like, it is not the diagram or the recipe for a rune.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like information that they found about a type of rune that they've never seen before.
Okay.
And they're definitely, the two of them were definitely interested in trying to find out more about it.
She would still take the time to memorize it and know what it looks like and everything, so that she could duplicate it if she met somebody that might know.
Think like a spiral
Mm-hmm.
inside two concentric triangles.
I'll think of that, yes. So yeah, that's what she does, and then she'd return the paperwork to Ovos.
What about you, Shayna?
Well, for some of it, she's gonna get out of her plate, and that's gonna take a while. But she's gonna change into a gambeson with some buns open, and leather trousers with boots, She's going to keep one sword at her side, but she's going to put her shield in her tent, and she's going to put the silver sword in a chest that's by her cot, and she's going to lock it and put the key in her pocket. But after that, she's going to go over to the old man.
He's surrounded by a handful of your men, telling stories of, well, he's mostly listening to stories from their campaigns and their feat of arms and stuff like that. And oh my god, we skipped 100% of frames. Great.
Like we're totally frozen right now on Twitch.
We're frozen right now?
Cool.
Yeah, I am not surprised. Can anybody hear us?
I can hear you, Simon.
No, I know. I meant, yeah, can you hear the stream, chat?
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Do 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 do.
It's been happening so often lately. It's just
I don't even know if chat's there.
me neither.
Is Twitch down?
Because Prax would have responded. Oh, there they go.
They
There
can
go.
hear us, yeah.
Okay, so there's probably a delay, a bigger delay than usual.
Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll finish, because everything is, laggy and everything. Do you want to finish the scene, Shayna, tonight? Or do you want us to start with it next week?
I guess we can wait.
Are you sure?
Kinda want-
Because we can do it. It's just there won't be video for people to see, but...
Okay. I guess she just goes up to him, and the man is just like, I need a word with the old man, boys. You can regale him with tales in a bit, but I have some questions for him.
They get up and they part.
So, and she sighs and kind of sits on a stone nearby. When did you find the mist?
Oh. It found me. Like I said, in my dreams.
It's been with you ever since?
Whether I like it or not.
Why are you afraid of it?
Did you see what it showed you?
Yes.
Picture if you were assailed by these visions day in, day out.
That's what happens with you.
Until I managed to get a hold of it.
Have you talked to any mages about this?
So that they can steal my staff? No.
Take you to Nilfgaard?
No.
You'd be protected.
I'd rather learn its secret on my own. If this can be used to transport troops, what do you think Nilfgaard is going to do?
The Emperor would use it for the good of the Empire.
And by that you mean expansion.
I mean, look around you. The North is filled with superstitious bumpkins. They treat the elder people like trash.
That they do. We're not so much better in Nilfgaard either, though.
You say that.
Here, I can talk about the mist freely. I'm not censored by the Church of the Sun.
The church doesn't censor people like that.
Do
It
you know of
protects
any
us,
other...
sure.
Sorry, what?
It protects us, sure, but you wouldn't just be some person out in the street. You would have protection of a house, my house.
I will politely decline. Maybe one day. We'll see. But as of right now, I have yet to discover all the possibilities that this curse has brought upon me.
I want to know more.
About the time of the Great White Frost.
I can't get it out of my head. I'm thinking about it all day.
It is overpowering, isn't it?
If the mist can show you it, it can... There must be more to it, right?
It's just how it's all gonna end.
I
Who
don't
knows
believe
when
that.
that's going to happen? After a while, you get used to it. Well, as used to it as one can.
I want to see more.
Oh. This is not something to say lightly.
I want to know things. I have my men, my family to think about. And if the mist can help me with that, then I'll use it.
No one, not even I, uses the mist. The mist uses all of us. If anything, it is a vehicle for destiny.
You've never tried to bend destiny to your own will.
Well, like I've already told you, it seems that the group of you are outside the bounds of destiny for some reason, which is why you piqued my interest, which is why I am a fan of yours.
And you don't want to help me defy destiny by taking control of the reins.
You were not supposed to meet me in the sewers. I don't think you were supposed to talk to me yesterday, well, earlier today, and I don't think you were supposed to talk to me right now. Everything that you do from this point on could alter whatever it is that I know of you, that I have seen of you. But, if you really wish to see, and he takes the staff, says, come with. There's a clearing nearby. We need to be away from distractions, away from people, just in case something unfortunate happens. I would suggest keeping a weapon about you, just in case.
She pats the sword at her side. I always do.
Then come. Let's see what the mist has in store for you. And that's where we're going to end tonight's game. Oof. Everyone is silent.
Got heavy there real quick.
Hey! Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you players for playing. Thank you characters for breaking your back trying to do some heavy lifting. Let's go around the table. Tell us who you are, what you have going on in your lives, where we can find you on the internet. Let's do reverse order, then the intro. So we'll begin with Kayla, then Kelly, then Kika, and then Gabe.
Hi, I'm Kayla RPG. You can find me on twitter.com/COROSRPG. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I've been thinking about The Mist for about a week, and I think my character is probably going to fall into this hole and see how deep the rabbit hole goes. It should be super fun. I've got a few projects in the work. Right now, I'm working on a cyberpunk novel. But I've also got a little side fun project where, for some reason, I'm doing something Dragon Ball related because apparently I want to hurt myself and deal with nonsense. So come check that out.
Oh, that's supposed to be me. Hi. I'm Kelly, the Opera Geek. You can find me on Twitter at the Opera Geek, which has my links to everything else. Currently, obviously, I'm here on Tuesdays. I'm also here on Thursdays playing everyone's favorite dwarf, Mavia, in our Dragon Age game. Tomorrow would normally be my streaming night on my channel, but instead I'm going to be streaming a charity game for Jasper's Game Day. On Mini Terrain Domain, GM'd by B. Dave Walters, who is just the best. He is the bee's knees, and we loves him. And I get to play a level 20 opera bard for the first time. So, yay. Well, first time in a game. If I'm not at least level 20 at this point in my actual opera barding, it's a problem. And what else? Speaking of opera barding, you can still, for the rest of this week, catch the broadcast of my last performance as the title role in The Merry Widow on the St. Petersburg Opera YouTube channel. It has subtitles and it's in English. Double win. And Friday is my last episode on Wizards of the Coast channel, D&D channel, for Tales from the Mists. And it's going to be my last guest episode, which has been really fun. So that's me. Kika.
Sorry, I couldn't hear Simon.
Oh, that's because I've been muted this whole time. I've been saying thank you for coming to, like, everyone. One after... Did I...
I just thought you didn't love us anymore.
No. Oh, God. Go ahead. Where can we find you?
Hi, I'm Kika. You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/KikaVO and here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Kika. That's twitch.tv/KIKKA. You can also find my single page 2-player tabletop RPG on my itch.io page, which would be kika.itch.io, I believe. Is that it? I think so.
You can post
yes.
links in chat if you want to.
Okay, yeah. Hopefully I'll be putting a new game up there soon. I just need to finish the design stuff and like the layout stuff. Should be fun. It's about emotional processing using imaginary friends.
Ooh.
Where players play as the imaginary friends. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. And that's it, I think. Oh, also, 2 weeks on Thursday, I will be on another show on this channel where we are doing an anime tabletop RPG, and Simon can tell you more about that.
Yes. That'll be part of my spiel. After Gabe, actually.
Hello, I am Gabe James Games on Twitch, Twitter, and pretty much anywhere else on the internet. You can find me here every Tuesday before this at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on the Nomadic channel. I am playing in a Tales from the Loop game on Fridays. You can find me on the Drop the Die channel in an All Rogues D&D game. And in a couple weeks on Wednesdays on the Encounter Roleplay channel, I'll be DMing a couple sessions of Zweihander in a session called Gala of the Damned, which I'm very excited about.
Zweihander is awesome.
It's so intense.
And thank you for coming, Gabe. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you to all of you who hung out in chat. Thank you for the subs, the donations, the follows.
Thank you to all of you watching on YouTube. It's always greatly appreciated to know that we have fans on the other platform. I am Simon at Wandering DM. You can find me here again on on Thursday for some Dragon Age. For our Thirsty Thursdays. This is the penultimate episode this week. And then next week will be our finale. And then the week after, we are going to begin an anime-themed game. There might be some more Dragon Age in the future, but I am not at liberty to discuss right now tonight. But if you watch the show on Thursday, you will definitely know if we're coming back for a second season or not. On Friday, we are finishing up our first season of Cyberpunk Red. It'll be our last giveaway of the Cyberpunk Red Jumpstart Kit. If you want to come watch our season finale, then next week we're going to hold a very special session of character creation using the unpublished rules of the next edition of Cyberpunk, which is called Cyberpunk Red. But we get to